Yo, are you starting a clothing brand and are you having a hard time figuring out your retail pricing? Let me see if I can help you out. What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brando, and today we're going to be talking about how to figure out your retail pricing. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I posted a video talking about how to price out jobs if you're operating as a print shop. There was a lot of people that wanted to know, how do you price out t-shirts that you're trying to sell, meaning retail pricing. And in that last video, I told you retail pricing and production pricing, two totally different pricing structures. So let me explain how I figure out my retail pricing, see if it works for you. Now, once again, this is for retail pricing, meaning you own your own clothing brand and you're trying to figure out how to price your t-shirts to sell to the public. This is you designing a product, creating the product, putting it up for sale to the masses, meaning you're trying to sell it to the world on your online store, if you're selling at events, if you're selling in your own retail store, whatever it is. This is how I figure out my retail pricing, and this is the formula that I use. Now, it is very important for you to know having your wholesale license or your reseller permit ultimately helps out your profit margins. If you do not have that, there's not much I can help you out with. It's just going to be you trying to source things at a lower cost and trying to figure out where you can get cheap transfers, cheap t-shirts and stuff like that. For myself, I have my reseller certificate or my wholesale license, and I buy everything wholesale because I sell retail goods, meaning I buy something wholesale, I decorate on it, I turn around and I resell it for a profit and charge sales tax on top of that. That's what this is all about. That's what I'm talking about here. So one, get your wholesale license, your reseller certificate if you wanted to. Here in Los Angeles, state of California, is free. I have playlists on telling you how to do it, the cheapest, quickest, easiest way of obtaining your reseller certificate or your wholesale license. The video's been up. That's been the very first 3 videos I ever posted on YouTube, was teaching people how to do this. I have it in a playlist now. I think it's called like Make Your Brand Legit or something like that. There's 3 videos in there that you can watch. It'll walk you through the steps on how to do it, or there's one video that has everything broken down in there. It's all in the playlist for you. Check it out if you wanted to. Now, if you already have your wholesale license, reseller certificate, seller's permit, whatever the thing is called nowadays, this is how I do my pricing. I stand by a rule of tripling my investment, meaning if something costs me $5 to make, I need to price it over $15 in order for me to turn a profit. I've always priced my stuff like this on any of my pricing videos. If you went back and watched years ago when I first got onto YouTube, it's always been this way, and I've always tripled my investment when it comes to my retail pricing. If something costs me $5, if I price it at $15, I'm already in the green. Why do I triple my investment? This is how I see it in my head. If I invest $5 in a t-shirt plus the printing, all in comes out to $5. I sell it for $15. $5 of those dollars from that $15 that I make goes back to the investment. That's the initial investment of me spending my $5 to make that t-shirt. So I pay that investment back. The next $5 I use to re-up and make a new shirt because I sold one. Now I need to make another one. So now I'm actually replenishing whatever I just sold. So $5 goes back to the investment. $5 goes to re-upping that t-shirt that I just sold, and that last $5 out of the 15 goes into my bank account. That right there is me paying myself, going to other expenses for the business, whatever it is, it lands in the bank account. So that's how I break down my pricing, right? Triple my investment, pay the investment back, re-up on the shirt that I just sold, the rest goes into the bank account. Easy call. Now, taking that formula right there, does this work for everybody? Yes, it can. Is this the law? No, it's not. People do their pricing differently. This is just how I do my retail pricing. If you buy anything in my retail store, this is what the formula is. So, real world numbers. Hopefully you guys can see this right here. Hopefully this is in focus. Let's see if I could adjust this lighting for you guys. All right, this right here, Supacolor wearable transfer. That's what this square or this rectangle is. This is the standard Supacolor wearable transfer that I use for all of my retail goods. That's the transfer I use. That's basically what I print everything with. This is 11.7 by 16.5. That's the size of this transfer right here. When you buy 100 transfers, if you have a wholesale account set up with Supacolor, it comes out to $435. So $435 times 100 is $435. That's the investment on this transfer. This right here is one back print, one left chest, and one left chest. I'm ganging up 2 full t-shirt designs on here. See what I'm saying? So this right here, this transfer will allow me to sell 200 t-shirts. I'm ordering 100 transfers. Since I'm buying 100 transfers and I have 2 of the designs ganged up on here, back print, front print, front print. This right here will give me 200 t-shirts that I can sell if I buy 100 of them. I utilize the gang sheet the way it's supposed to be used. This is how I make my designs. And if you're like, man, how can you fit back prints and front prints on that small of a sheet? So this right here is my This City Don't Love You t-shirt. You guys have seen this before. This is printed with Supacolor wearable transfers. You've seen the pictures inside of here. I've always shown this t-shirt. This design is 11.5 by 5 inches up and down, 11.5 across. This is a back print. This is the front print. This front print right here is 4 by 3. We're using that as an example. So if I go based off of this right here, what I showed you guys, this one sheet cost me $435 to make. I get 200 of them. So I can make 200 of these This City Don't Love You t-shirts using this. This is printed on a Shockaware active t-shirt. Shockaware t-shirts usually go for like $350. So if you break this down, the total print cost for this shirt right here comes out to like $2.17, 18 cents, something like that. So this big back print, this front print right here comes out to like $2.17, $2.18. When you break down $435 in half, that's how it comes out. So for this t-shirt all in, t-shirt costs $350, print costs $217. We're looking at $567. All in on this t-shirt right here, $567. So in order for me to actually triple that investment, I would have to sell the t-shirt for $17.01 or $17 flat, but I can always scale it up. Do I have to sell it at 17? And do I sell it at 17? No, I sell it at $25. So at $25, obviously I'm quadrupling my investment and then some. But what does that extra money go to? That extra money goes to expenses for the store. My time designing this design. Obviously, I've been selling this design for years and I've sold thousands of this t-shirt right here. So it's already been paid off. But the reason I price things that way is because let's say I wasn't utilizing a gang sheet like this and maybe on one Supacolor gang sheet, I was gonna do one big back print and a small print. I can only fit one design that'll create one t-shirt on a full gang sheet. So I would have to price it at $435, right? Because that's how much a single gang sheet at 100 pieces costs. So now the investment would be $350 for the t-shirt, $435 for the print. So what is that, like $785? So if we rounded it up and just said $8 for the blank t-shirt and the full size print, if I tripled my investment, it'd be 24 bucks. So for me, it makes sense to price all my t-shirts at $25 because no matter the size of the design, I'm always gonna be tripling my money. This is how I price it out. You could get your t-shirts for $350 too if you went through Shaka. You could get your transfers for $435 if you went through Supacolor. But you have to remember, I'm ordering my transfers in the hundreds. Whenever I order transfers from Supacolor, I order in the hundreds. This is how I turn a profit using Supacolor, using Shockaware t-shirts. Do you have to operate this way? No, you don't. This is just the way I do. This is how I price out my stuff. Are there cheaper transfers out there? Yes, there is. Can you increase your margins even more? Yes, there is. But I pay attention to quality. I want to make sure I have a quality print that's durable, that's going to last a long time. I've tried almost every transfer company out there. None of them compare to Supacolor. That's why I use them. Do you have to use them? No, you don't. You can use whoever you want to. If you don't care about quality, if you only care about price, you operate the way you want to. If you don't like Shockaware's t-shirts and you want to use a different t-shirt, by all means, go for it. These are the products that I use for my business and for my brands that work the best for me. They withstand all the wash tests, all the durability tests that I put them through, and that's why I use them. Are there other options out there? Tons of them. You can use any blank t-shirt you want to. You can use any transfer you want to. If you didn't want to use transfers and wanted a screen print or DTG, you do whatever you want. For me, this is how I figure out my pricing. I utilize gang sheets, maximize the space on the gang sheet to work in my benefit. If we went back to this, like I said, using the gang sheet and putting 2 complete designs on this one gang sheet right here cuts my cost down. Like I said, order 100 of these transfers right here and I'm basically getting 200 t-shirts done off of this one transfer right here. Do you have to buy your transfers in the hundreds? No, but I like to look where the price breaks are. I see where I can maximize my money. I see where I can push my money a little further and get a little bit more out of it. Could I still order 50 of these transfers and get 100 t-shirts done? Yeah, I can. But this is a popular design for me where I sell a ton of these. So ordering in the hundreds makes it easier for myself. Now, instead of ordering every other week, I could just order once a month. Once again, this is what works for me. This is how I do things. Does it mean you have to do the same exact thing? No, you don't. I'm just sharing how I price my stuff. Tripling my investment is the formula I like to follow. Do you need to triple your investment? No. Do you just have to double your investment? If that's what you wanted to do, cool. If you wanted to quadruple your investment, that's cool. I don't know what your financial situation is. For me, this is what works for me. Pricing my t-shirts at $25 allows me to always triple my investment, no matter how big of the design it is. Not every single design that I do is huge. Majority of them are this size. Because I'm not into like the big, huge designs front and back. A lot of people are. For me, it's not. Now there's gonna be people like, well, what if I use DTF? This is all you gotta do. Figure out how many you could fit onto your DTF roll that you use. Understand how much you're paying for that DTF roll, and then break it down per design. What does that cost come out to? If you have 50 designs on a gang roll and that gang roll costs you $100, then you have to figure out, all right, since I have 50 of these designs, how much per design does that come out to? So if that's $2 a print, then that's your cost is $2 a print. Each design costs $200, you have 50 of them on there, you paid $100 for that roll. That's how you break it down. You have to figure out what your cost is per design. Figure out what your blank t-shirt costs. When you're figuring out your retail pricing, you're figuring out how to sustain that product to keep it in stock all the time. That's why whatever my investment is, I make sure I recoup that money back. I have enough money to re-up and create a whole nother t-shirt to keep selling that t-shirt. And the other third of that money goes into my bank account for any other expense. This is the bare bones of what I do to price out my retail stuff. Same goes for hoodies. My hoodie costs $9. If it costs $13 and the print still comes out to $2, now I know I have to make sure that I sell that hoodie 3 times that price. So if that hoodie cost me $15 to make, I need to make $45 off of that hoodie. If your hoodie costs more than that, if it costs $20 or whatever it is, then you would figure out your pricing to fit your needs. This is all it is. This is how I price my stuff out. Once again, this is for retail pricing. Do not take this retail pricing and say, all right, I need to do this for my production price. I'm printing for this guy. I need to triple my investment. So every t-shirt I do needs to be $18 or $20 or whatever it is. Retail pricing, production pricing, 2 different things. 1, you're charging for labor. 2, you're charging for sustainability. That's how I see it. Is that the law? No. That's just the way it works in my brain. And once again, if you wanted to get your cost down, this is why wholesale licenses and this is why wholesale products are there. It's for business owners like myself, like yourself. To buy a product wholesale, you get it at a wholesale rate. You decorate on that garment, whatever you're doing, printing on it, embroidering on it, whatever it is. And then from there, you're reselling that product to the public. In return, you're charging sales tax on it, but you're selling it for a profit. That's how that works. Hopefully this video helps some people out. I know it's still going to be confusing for a lot because you're caught up in your own brain where you don't know what type of business you're running. If you're running a brand, you need to look at retail pricing. If you're operating as a print shop and printing for others, you need to worry about production pricing. Those 2 jobs right there are 2 different things. You as the business owner, if you're running both, you have to understand the difference between the 2 because they are not the same. Now, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, leave it in the comments for me. Obviously, I made this video because of the comments I was getting on the other videos. So if you want to see some stuff in video form, leave it in the comments. Follow me on Instagram if you wanted to. If you wanted to see how this shop runs, if you wanted to see how my store runs, all of that good stuff is on Instagram at BigBrandoTV. Catch me on there. You can also leave comments there and I can chat with you on there. Or if I get enough comments there, I make a video about it, all right? Hopefully this helps you guys out. Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.